Hey, NFA family, it's time for Quote of the Week. This one is either, you could say, from the Bible or from universal laws or universal truths. I hear it all over the place in spiritual context. And it is, there is a time to sow and a time to reap. And I wanted to talk about this one because it relates so powerfully to business people and the ways that we get really, really impatient about what we want to have happen in our business. And this is tied to last week's episode where I answered the question about how to keep momentum going. And I was thinking a lot about, my answers to that question were that if you're losing momentum, it could be based on not being aligned in your value system, fear, or a lack of a plan. Something that this also ties to is that we want to let go of our plans sometimes and surrender and allow. And I'm actually going to talk about that in the episode tomorrow more specifically. But part of this is the surrendering and allowing of things happening as fast as we think they need to happen. And that's what this quote really makes me think of. When there's a time to sow and there's a time to reap, it means that you are in your business at all points in time having various projects go on. Different, you might be working with clients, you might be working on an online course, you might be working with on writing a book or speaking. There's all different kinds of things you could be doing. And in each of those projects, you're going to be sowing and reaping. And then in the bigger, broader scheme of your business, you're going to be sowing and reaping. And with your income, you're going to be sowing and reaping, investing, and then winning the rewards, right? Profiting. So I think this is such a powerful statement because what happens is we get confused thinking I should always be reaping. Like I should always be having success. And if I don't get there super fast, then something's wrong with me. And when we think about this principle, I think actually Jesus said it, and I can't remember. It's funny because my Bible days are challenging me now. I can see that. I read the Bible multiple times when I was a kid, but I haven't read it in a long time. And actually, I was reminded of this quote by Bob Proctor. And he talked about it as, it's like we plant a seed in a field and we water it. We nurture it, we let it have sun, and we keep doing that over and over and over until we get to reap the rewards. We don't plant the seed and the next day go back and go, stand over the seed and go, what the heck? Why aren't you growing? What's wrong with you? It's not fast enough. You must be stupid. You must be doing something wrong. No, we nurture it. We nurture it. We nurture it. And then it blossoms. And so I see this all the time. And it's been something I've struggled with in the past as well, is having expectations that things will happen overnight. We're in this microwave mentality society where we think let's have things happen really, really, really fast. And I think many of us give up way too soon. And of course we want to be planting seeds in a field that are going to be the most nourishing, which to me I think of as your mindset. You want to be having beliefs that are propelling you into the life that you want to live because you're planting those seeds in a mind field that is healthy and flourishing and wanting to thrive and manifestation based and law of attraction based on what you want to attract. And so you want to be planting your seeds in that field. So you got to work on your mindset. And part of that mindset piece is knowing that there's a time to sow and a time to reap. So the personal development you do is sowing. All of the social media posting that you're doing is sowing. The calls and the follow-up that you do is sowing. The learning new strategies to build your business is sowing. The investment in business consultants like myself is sowing. And then you're reaping. And sometimes you're doing these things simultaneously, but the reaping never comes without the sowing. It doesn't come without the sowing. So if you have this expectation that you can just jump into your business and then it's going to be super crazy successful overnight, you might not want to be an entrepreneur. And that's not what we can expect anywhere. Even if, let's say you have a job and you get a paycheck every month, you still did work for the paycheck. You sowed and you reaped, right? Why do we expect this to be so different in our business? I don't know. The only time I've ever seen people have overnight success is when they've already built many successful businesses. They have a network, they know what they're doing, and then you can use that model that's successful and do it again. It still very rarely happens overnight. You still need to plant the seeds and create new momentum in the direction of getting that going for the next venture that you're taking on. So just remember, if you're someone who struggles right now you're thinking like, I'm not getting there fast enough. I'm not making enough money. I'm not attracting enough people. Is this stuff that I'm really even doing working? Stay encouraged and remember there's a time to sow and there's a time to reap. And if you have been sowing for a long time and nothing's happening, come talk to me, because you probably need to have some adjustments in your mindset. And I don't need to pitch anything here, but I've got all kinds of good free resources. Start with the masterclass that's in the outro of this. You'll hear the website there. Go there. Start with that course. But really, ultimately, what I want you to remember from this quote of the week, your takeaway is be patient, productive, strategic, consistent action reaps massive rewards over time. Patient, productive, consistent, strategic action. That's NFA mindset. No fucking around mindset that's going to help you get where you want to go and make the big bucks that you want to make doing what you love, because you're patient enough to stick around through the sowing time. Okay, NFA high fives. I hope you have an incredible week. I hope you're sowing, reaping, enjoying the benefits of all of that. And I'll be back again next week with another quote just for you. Thank you for listening to or watching this episode and for being a part of the NFA family. You are why I do what I do. If you're liking what you're learning here on Max Potential Money, you will definitely want to go to www.nfamasterclass.com to learn about the #1 deadly money mistake all entrepreneurs make. Again, that's www.nfamasterclass.com. Until next time, remember to be NFA today.